Turner cards. It's one of the most classic ways to measure behavior and to track it and to make students feel accountable in the elementary classrooms. And I can remember walking into many rooms using this system. Now, some systems might have students' names, and other systems might use numbers or something along that line to hide the students' names. But this system has one very, very big issue, and that is that it is a form of public shaming. And even if you use numbers, students still get to look at their color all day long. It's a constant reminder for everybody else to see, and that can lead to a lot of problems down the line. Students may act out, and then the whole system may not have the intended purpose that it was meant to have. Of course, when I talk about not using the system, I think you have to talk about replacing with something that is somewhat similar, but also has a greater effect. And that solution would be to use a system like this. So here's a handheld Turner card system. Now, it'd be no bigger than a baseball card, and you could use a paper clip if you don't want to use a clothespin, because that may not be feasible. But the idea behind this is that the student has the same color system that you'd find in a Turner card. However, the big difference here is that it is portable and it can be kept in a folder or even in a student's pocket, or if it's small enough, and be carted around. Now, this creates a couple benefits. First of all, it no longer is publicly displayed, hence there is no more public shaming required for this. The second item that makes this kind of beneficial is that you can travel to other areas, other special areas such as phys ed, music, art, etc. So it can be a consistent reminder of behavior, and it can kind of link behavior expectations across many settings. Now, of course, the teacher had to keep track of where the students are, and that would be fairly easy to do as long as you had some kind of record-keeping system or very good memory. And then the idea is, at the end of the day, the student records the color in a calendar that then will go home for a parental signature and then come back the next day. So then you have a running record of all the colors and you have accountability, but you don't have the public shaming, you don't have the constant reminder for anybody walking into the room of how that student's day is going. It's very private, it's between you, your students, and their parents or guardians. It does the same purpose as a Turner card system, but again, if we're using public shaming for motivation, then we're really not using the proper type of reinforcement. So here's a nice alternative to a system that I often see in schools. And if you use a Turner card system, this might be something to consider as an alternative.